Question: what is the most important, powerful phrase in any language to any person? The person's own name. Now, I know you may have tempted to say, God's name or something like that. And yes, while I personally do believe that would be the most powerful phrase in reality, as far as individually, there's one phrase we hear that will stop what we're doing and turn, and that's our own name. It makes me think of actually the movie The Fugitive with Harrison Ford, a great movie. As he's almost about to get away, he's running down the stairwell and someone's chasing him. They say his name and he turns around, and that gives away the fact that he is the person they thought he was as they're chasing him. There's something so powerful about our own name because it's unique to us. Granted, other people, there's other Nick Shells out there, I get that. But when we hear our own name, we magically tune in to that person. We show them a level of respect, even if we don't respect them in general. If we hear our own name, that's that dog whistle that, what, me. That's what happens when we hear our own name. So this is something that definitely is brought up in this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And since I've recently finished this book, I've been doing this. I have been committing myself to, as I've met new people, memorizing their names. And yeah, they probably can't return the favor. They probably won't know my name the next time I see them, but I practiced their names. I wrote them down if I needed to. I thought of ways to remember their names, because one of the best gifts you can give to a person that you just recently met is the next time you see them. Hey, your name, saying their name, and then also finding ways to put their name in the middle of a sentence. Or how about Caleb? Should we use Caleb and Chloe? There's some gender-specific names. Caleb and Chloe, biblical names. So I tell you, Caleb, what you did over there was so cool when I saw you do that. So Chloe, just if you can imagine, no one has ever told me that before. I explained that like that, Chloe. That's really cool. By saying the person's name, they respect you more, they like you more, they think you're more interesting. Why? Because you are implying that you are interested in them. In the same way that smiling makes people like you because they think that you're interested. In the same way that raising your eyebrows makes them think that you're interesting because you're interested in them. Same thing with saying their name. Same thing with asking them questions about themselves, never about yourself. I'll tell you an interesting story and then it's in the video. I'm always looking for ways to get people to talk about themselves. So one of the ways I do that is I look for things that sort of set them apart. So I know this lady who, her hair always looks perfect. So recently, my wife and I were hanging out with her, and I said her name. I looked at her, I smiled, and I said her name, and then I said equals perfect hair day every day. So she got to hear her own name, and then a compliment, which she does. She really, I'm sure, spends more time or attention to her hair than most women. It's very noticeable. She never has a bad hair day. Actually, that's what I said. I said, your name equals never has a bad hair day. To which she laughed, and then she started talking about herself and talking about her hair. Now, was I just trying to bait her? Was I trying to just trick her? No, because what I was actually wanting to do is just build my relationship with her and her family. And who doesn't want to hear a compliment? As I recently mentioned, even on a bad day, the strongest person still wants either praise or pity, even on the worst day. So I use that as a way, but check how I did it. I said their name out loud as a third party, and I gave them a compliment that was exclusive to them. It wasn't like, I like your shirt. No, it was exclusive to them. The most powerful phrase in the world to any person is for that person to hear their own name. So, what can you do? You can find a way to say the other person's name in conversation. Most importantly, when you meet people, find a way to not forget their name and even repeat it back to them in the conversation. And do them a favor, the courtesy of next time you see them and you say their name, hey Caleb, hey Chloe, Nick, and then remind them of your name so they don't have to feel embarrassed or bad that you remember their name and you didn't remember theirs. Your comments belong right here.